brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed. We're ready for football. Field here in Cleveland. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. The veteran Matt Prater has this one set to get started. And off we go from Huntington Bank Field. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders.
There's a lot to like about this young quarterback, and of course we're going to have to wait and see. Can he take advantage of this opportunity in front of him, Mike? But he has not been shy. He says, I know I can play at this level. I know that I can lead an NFL franchise, and we're going to get a shot to see it here, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
He was brought down by Terrell Bernard. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. At the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 5. They run it once more with Judkins. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. We go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Again, it's Judkins. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 7. Out of the gun, they'll give it to Judkins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. 1st down, Cleveland.
1st down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. The blitz gets there, and he lost the football. The Bills signal that they have it, and they do.
That's just got to be a really deflating way to start this game. Like when you work on this opening script all week long with the expectation that you're going to start fast, and then you come out early, careless with the ball, they knock it loose, and create the early takeaway.
The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen, in the prime of his career.
And we all know how talented this guy is, Mike, right? From the physical sense, that's obvious. But what really separates him, and it really came through when we had a chance to talk to him this week, is really his ability to operate from the neck up. His processing speed, his decision-making. It seems like he's always one step ahead of the defense, and when he's on, he's proven to be really hard to beat.
To the left side, it's caught by Shakir. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up second and 3.
Running these underneath crossing routes, you wouldn't imagine lead to a lot of explosive plays, but when done right, if you can get the receiver in open space and get the ball in their hands, there's a lot of opportunity for big run after the catch and generate chunk plays.
On the ground, this is James Cook. Now Cook loses the football.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
The Browns offense ready now for their second drive. They'll start with a short field, looking for the first points of this contest, and they'll begin 1st and 10. They bring Judy in motion. On the give, it's Judkins. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
From the gun, it's Shador. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And 12 yards.
And it was really the pressure that threw that play off, Mike. I mean, he tries to counter the blitz by going to the quick game, which is fine, but it just seemed like they weren't necessarily on the same page and results in a drop.
On third down, Sanders. Backs to the open man, it's Tillman. The rookie from Colorado on target with that throw.
Yards on the
His
play.
guys have a first down.
That's good for a Browns.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. A run, and here comes Judkins. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down.
A gain of 1.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
That one, broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. Great work just to get those hands up there. And now it's fourth down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw. And even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway. And it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Now the first carry for the younger Cook brother. This is James Cook. And he'll find some way to turn this into positive yards, struggling forward for a pickup of about 2.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
In motion, Shakir. Allen now on second down. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. And it's going to be third down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
That is caught. Hooks gets the grab. 17 yards, the gain there. Good for a Bills first down.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Shelby Harris to make the tackle. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Ball on the 35. Here comes a 2nd and 5. They go play action now. Here's Allen. He gets this to the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
And the Bills
Allen to his tight end, Kincaid.
It's a gain of
and the
17
Bills
yards.
have a first down.
First down, Bills.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
Throwing now. Allen here on first down. He's got it inside the 5. And he'll be taken down. But we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal.
It's been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with first and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line. Task a bit tougher as they face 2nd and goal. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. The ball inches from the goal line. 3rd and goal. It's the quarterback with the sneak. And he will drive his way into the end zone. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
The kick is good. Makes the score Bills 7, Browns nothing.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. A safe kick taken at the 5. We'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop.
Their own 22-yard
Now it's the
line.
Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Shador, the ball comes out. And one of the Browns is in there, and yes, Cleveland able to retain possession. Now, after that near turnover, clock is stopped. We have an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To the right side, it's Judkins. He's up the sideline to the 25. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Off the bootleg, it's Gabriel. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Gabriel. He'll step up and run this. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick, picking up the 1st down.
And the Browns 1st down.
Mike, this is great awareness by the quarterback manipulating the pocket. He feels the pressure coming on around him, but so often the soft spot is moving up in the pocket. That's exactly what he does. Takes off down the middle of the field, picks up good yardage, and a 1st down.
And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
They'll give it here to Judkins. they're wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at third down.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
We'll try and run for the first with Judkins. And he's going to have the first down yardage. The stop made at the 31, but a new set of downs. First down picked up. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Sanders to throw. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. That one going nowhere, but a late penalty flag comes in. They may get bailed out here.
Here we go. Here we go. Automatic first down.
Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. On the handoff, Judkins. Oh, the elusiveness on display there. Nifty footwork setting up 1st and goal. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Two yards from 6 points. It is 1st down and goal. Judkins. He'll get this forward. No signal. They're going to mark him down at the 1. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 1, 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Judkins, and he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Browns.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
The
Extra point try,
for the
4th
point
down.
after.
And this is no good. The rookie misses the extra point. We'll see if that affects him or the game the rest of the way. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
27-yard line.
The Bills offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. comes Allen. That one's down the field, but it is incomplete. Khalil Shakir, the intended target.
Second and 10.
It's second down.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
They'll send the tight end in motion right. Here's a first carry from Kentucky. Way Davis. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So third down, forthcoming.
That's a gain of 3. It's third and 7.
From the gun. Throw here for Allen. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie, Mitch Wishnowski, to punt. And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll run with Judkins to begin the drive. He'll gain 3 out of this, up to the 23. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. From the 23, here's second down and 7. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
The coverage by
They tried to go with the quick game here in hopes they could do something with it after the catch, but I don't think everyone was necessarily on the same page, and this ends up being a wasted down.
From the gun, it's Sanders. Oh, hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
It's 4th down.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. And it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Too much leg there. That one's into the end zone for a touchdown. The Bills offense ready to see what they can do. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. That's Palmer, the man in motion. To throw on 1st and 10, Allen. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And it'll be third down. That's Palmer, the man in motion. On third down, it's Josh Allen. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's fourth down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And he didn't get the check he was hoping for in that one. That goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback. The Browns' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Drive starts with a run by Judkins. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll try again here. Second and 10. On the ground, Judkins. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop it for no gain yet again. And now it's third down.
It's third and 10.
Clearly the plan on offense was to establish the run a little bit on this drive, Mike, but the defense is having none of it. First and second down stop, no gain. Now it brings up a third and long. We'll see if they try something else.
From the gun on third down. The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. The Bills signal that they have it, and they do. They'll run. It's Ty Johnson. Oh, the ball's out. And they will get another chance. They cover it up after very nearly squandering a great scoring opportunity. Prater on to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills will take a 14-6 lead.
14, Brown 6.
So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. This taken at the 5. Yeah! And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own
the Browns offense and Quinshon Judkins making their way back out. And he has been sensational in this opening quarter. You have to imagine we're going to see much more of him as this game goes on. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. Up the middle goes Judkins here. We'll mark him down just shy of the 40. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
15 yards. That's good for a Browns first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Sanders. Open man, and that's Tillman.
Sanders pass.
And no chance to turn and go.
Tillman.
That one good for
2
just a
yards
couple.
on the pickup. It's
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're
at the
hoping for, Mike, is that the
40-yard line.
defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Sanders will throw it. There's a screen set up for Judkins. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now it's Sanders. Back to the undrafted rookie, Isaiah Bond. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. To throw again is Sanders. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
He'll get this inside the 20 and nice run in the red zone. It's first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Man in motion, heading left. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Make it 2 touchdowns in the very first quarter of play.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
The
Now
kicker
the try
on for the
an extra point. will get a stoppage here for an injured Bill.
No good.
Athletic
That
training
keeps the
staff
score.
looking
Bills
at him,
14,
so will
Browns
step aside.
12.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
Take over first and
So now
10
here comes the
at their
Buffalo
own
offense
27-yard
heading back out
line.
onto the field. The lead is 2, and they're going to try to make something happen here, starting with a 1st and 10. Fake the handoff, and now it's Allen. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
Intended for Keon Coleman.
Keon Coleman, the
Incomplete.
intended receiver.
Brings up second
And it'll be
10.
second down.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And 10.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
He's got his man. That's Kincaid. 20 yards on that pass play. First down, Buffalo.
That's good.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter.
It's a gain of
yes,
20.
arm strength and all
First
that,
down,
but it's also
Buffalo.
timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes. Unfortunately, Mike, over my career, I've been in this guy's shoes plenty of times, probably more than I wish to admit. You take your eyes off the ball. You think about becoming a runner before securing the catch, and when you do that, you end up watching the ball fall to the ground.
And that's going to be incomplete. But now a marker comes flying in
Personal
late
foul.
behind the line of
Passer.
scrimmage.
Defense.
Might we get a roughing the passer call here?
Automatic first down.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Allen going to give this to Davis. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Gittles well on that one. They're on the mark. Another first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 4. To throw is Allen. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
As you can probably imagine, Mike, this one really burns me. I mean, man, I wish my fellow tight ends catch every ball the entire game, but to be this open and not come down with it, I'm going to have to set a reminder. Next year at TEU, we're going to have to bring out some jugs machines.
Forced to his right, and he does all he can to get away, but they're going to get him right at the line of scrimmage, and it will bring up 4th down. Injured player on the field, and that indeed is Josh Allen. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal.
39-yard
This one from 39 yards out. And that one not going to have enough leg behind it. Not by a long shot. It is no good. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Play action. It's Sanders. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Second down and 10.
Defense got lucky on that one. There's no one accounting for the running back out of the backfield as they should have, and fortunately for them, he bails him out by not securing the catch.
Now Sanders to throw on second down. Oh, a loose football. And one of the Browns is in there, and yes, Cleveland able to retain possession.
On the play.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. The ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and we'll see if they can dodge this ball.
And that is incomplete.
Intended for number 16.
I understand it's third down, and the quarterback's trying to make a play, Mike, but if you're going to make a dangerous throw on third down, and you're going to force the ball into tight coverage, at least do it past the sticks. Try to pick up that first down and maintain possession. He tries to thread the needle. Ball falls incomplete, and now brings up 4th down.
And he didn't give the Gunners a chance to get down there and make a play for him. It's into the end zone and a touchback. The Bills offense ready to get back to work. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the gun, here is Allen. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. From the 29, here's 2nd and a yard. A run with Davis. The ball comes out. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the 1st down.
Pretty fortunate right there, Mike. If that ball bounces just a different direction, that could easily be a turnover or even points the other direction.
Here's Davis. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter.
He's tackled.
So after 1, the Bills with the early advantage. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 2. As we are ready to get back underway. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. Can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Third down and 2.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
Man in motion is Coleman. On 3rd and a couple, here's Allen. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Two first downs, and they're at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. They go right back to Coleman. He's got it again. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to, what they call, punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Here now, 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Allen. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
All right, so in these 3rd and short, 3rd and mediums, we're kind of seeing teams around the league, Mike, kind of start shifting to more of a run-down philosophy where they say, okay, even if we don't pick it up, we still have 4th down. So many teams around the league are playing with that philosophy. In this case, they keep it in the air, falls incomplete, just brings up a challenging 4th down decision.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Browns offense and Quinshon Judkins making their way back out. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Judkins heading right. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the gun, it's Shador. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down and
even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, sent over in a flash, and he lost the football. No turnover here, but the guard's able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now,
for the Browns.
as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback,
first
and
down
out
10
to the 20-yard
their
line.
own 20-yard line.
The Bills offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. In motion goes Cooks. On the handoff, it's Davis. And he'll bring this to about the 25. Number 5 overall pick, Mason Graham. There on the tackle.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Second and 5. From the gun, Josh Allen. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Third and 5. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
Here's Mitch Wisnowski now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. On play action, Shador. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Now, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Two incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. The blitz gets there, and he lost the football. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again. How about the defense getting to the quarterback, getting access to the ball, knocking it free, and coming up with the recovery.
I'd like to see the quarterback just be a little more secure with the ball, Mike. You can see he's just a little loose, especially when you're operating from the pocket. But give credit to the defender. Nice job attacking the ball, knocking it loose and recovering it. And that is a big takeaway here by this defense.
After that fumble recovery, a big opportunity here. 1st and goal. Here's a run. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's 2nd and goal. Allen going to keep it on the zone read. And he will take it in himself. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball 1st and goal. And, Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball, not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
Now Prater to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills will make it a 2-score game as they are now up 9. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment.
Matt Prater
So
set
now
to kick
Prater,
off.
after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. The return starts from the 5. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard
The Browns offense
line.
and Quinshon Judkins making their way back out. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They run straight ahead with Judkins. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he gets it to about the 34-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Sanders now off the bootleg. That's out wide to Judkins. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
To number 10.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 3. They'll run the toss here with Judkins. The defense stringing them out. No gain back to the original line of scrimmage. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. It's 3rd and 4. Here's Sanders to throw. Open man. That is wrong. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
47-yard line.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Cedric Tillman was the intended target.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Anytime you see a receiver at this level miss a ball that easy, it's just concentration. They just take it for granted. All of a sudden, they're thinking about what their next move is or what they're going to do after the catch. And instead of just focusing on first things first, secure the catch, put the ball away, then become a runner.
It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Third and 6. From the gun, it's Sanders. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. First and 10, and it's Allen. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
Second and 10. Man in motion is Coleman. Allen now on second down. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Quarterback's trying to give his big tight end a chance to go up and use that large catch radius, unable to connect. Little letdown here for the tight end community, Mike.
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is third and 10. From the gun, throw here for Allen. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Ronnie Hickman. So they're going to have it here. Get it at their own 37-yard line.
Mike, it's very simple in the NFL. You're just not going to win a lot of games when you're losing the turnover battle to this degree. And it's their struggles protecting the football. They've continued to hurt them here today, and that's why they find themselves trailing at this point in the game.
The Browns offense headed back to take over once more. Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. Sanders. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Third and 10. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Here's their punter
Bojorquez
now,
in punt
as
formation
this
for the
drive
Browns.
quickly stalled out, so he's on to punch it away.
The Bills take
The
over
Bills
first
offense
and
and
10
their running back
at
Ray
their own
Davis
20-yard
getting ready to
line.
roll. The cushion is 9 as they begin this drive with first and 10. Here with Davis. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Shelby Harris to make the tackle. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 23, here's second down and 7. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
Over first and 10.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
The Browns offense make their way out to take over once more. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is first and 10. To throw is Sanders. Oh, the ball's out. The Bills have got it. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. From the 35, it's first and 10. Here's Allen to throw. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. It's a pass he say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
At the 35-yard line.
So the receiver does everything right except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, great separation downfield, and now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
On second down, a run with Davis. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. An injured player on the field. That is Myles Garrett being tended to. They cannot lose him. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Man in motion is Coleman. To the air on 3rd down. Here's Allen. And that is incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
On comes the punter now, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. ground. It's Sampson to start this drive. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now, Shador. Oh, a loose football. The Bills have got it. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. And, Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Prater on to attempt the extra point. He missed it. That's a rare miss for the veteran. And they are unable to add on the point after.
Matt Prater is set to
kick off. So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Raheem Sanders. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Dorian Williams in to make the play. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Sanders. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
The quarterback taken down and sacked by Larry.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off. That ball either needs to come out, or it certainly needs to be protected.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Sanders will throw it. The ball comes out. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again. Now Prater
lining up for
tack
the
on
point
the
after.
extra point. And that is no good again. It'll be his second missed extra point of this afternoon.
Matt Prater
So now
set
Prater,
to kick off.
after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
At their own 22-yard line.
Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. On 1st and 10, it's Gabriel. And he'll be out of bounds here, and it's only a gain of a yard.
To number 35. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's Gabriel. Well, here, down the field, it was ball incomplete. He was looking for Malachi Corley.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now it's going to be 3rd down.
8 yards to go.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those.
The ball's out. And one of the Browns is in there, and yes, Cleveland able to retain possession. Now, after that near turnover, clock is stopped. We have an injured player. So as they look at the injured player,
Corey Bajorquez
will
in
take a
punt
time.
formation for the Browns.
Here's the punter now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Now, a give to Davis. And it worked this out to the 23. Grant Delpit up to make the play.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment.
23-yard line.
Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Allen to throw. This one complete to Palmer. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
A gain of 19
They'll
yards.
get 19 out of that
And a
play.
Bills
Good for a
first
Bills
down.
1st down.
1st and 10.
The thing that
at the
jumps out to me
42-yard
the
line.
most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. That's Davis in motion. On first down, it's Allen. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. It's a pass he say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. Gabe Davis, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up second down. Throwing again is Allen. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Let's call it for what it is, Mike. I mean, right now, this team is winning in spite of him. Certainly not because of him. And what's really concerning is that's the most important position on the team. And if they are able to hold on and they do pull this game out, it could wind up being one of the most poor performances we've ever seen in a winning effort that I can recall in a long time.
And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The Bills bringing on the punt team as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Gabriel. He'll get this out to the left flat. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a
2
couple.
yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap to Gabriel. The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again. In the pocket, looking to throw the ball, but the defense was looking right at the ball. They knock it away and come up with the turnover.
Mike, we see so often a quarterback is so focused, keeping his eyes down the field, looking for one of his receivers to work himself free, that they lose track of where the defenders are. And I think that's exactly what happened here. The defender closed on him quicker than he might have thought, knocks the ball loose, creating the takeaway.
After that fumble recovery, a big opportunity here. 1st and goal. Off the zone read, it's a give to Davis. And that's a productive run. He gets this one down to the 4. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. He's going to go backward, taken down at the 6.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
On 3rd and goal, here's Allen. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looks like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. In this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. DeAndre Carter on the return. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. The Browns offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. They'll run here with Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Gabriel. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect. It falls incomplete.
So I actually really like the concept of the pass play, and I think if we see a little bit better pass protection, even just a second longer, that's probably a completed pass, but I think the pressure just sped his clock up just enough, Mike, that he wasn't able to get that ball exactly where it needed to be.
Throwing on third down, Gabriel. Here's a screen set up to Williams. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
The Bills take over first and 10.
The Bills offense ready for this next possession. Allen going to throw on 1st and 10. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity. But with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
They'll run it with Davis. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Third and a yard. Tight end on the move left. On third down, here's Davis. Now we're going to stoppage here for an injured Bill. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Here's 1st and 10. He'll go again with Davis. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. So now they'll throw it with Allen. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Kincaid. 5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Allen. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible. I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
This is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Start the drive. And he's going to give ground and lose yardage here back to the 6.
A loss of 2.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
Now, look out. The ball is free in the end zone. And that's going to be scooped up in the end zone. A fumble recovery for a touchdown. And a deep hole gets even deeper. This has been one-sided right from the start, and this first half nightmare continues.
In a league, Mike, where we see so many close games and there's such parity, every now and then it just seems one team is just clearly dominant, clearly in control of the game, and so far in this first half, that's what's unfolding in front of us. We'll see if they can get back into it in the second half, but up until this point, this team is in complete control.
Prater, extra point is good. And the Bills will add one more onto their big lead.
Matt Prater
So now,
set to
Prater,
kick off.
after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Here comes a return from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
23-yard line.
The Browns offense ready to take over possession of the football. Could they have caused the push-off there?
first down.
They'll start this on the ground with Sanders. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Looking to throw is Gabriel. And he somehow manages to get back to the line of scrimmage before he's hustled out of bounds.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Third and 11. Throwing is Gabriel. And that is incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on fourth down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
The Bills take over.
So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field.
Check. Crunch.
Now Allen on first down. Looking for his tight end there, but let him too far. Incompletion.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Allen now off the bootleg. Out wide, that's to Davis. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Here now, 3rd and 5. Davis going in motion. Allen on 3rd down. Open man is Davis. He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards.
Automatic first down.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. He'll step up and run. Oh, a loose football. The Browns have it. Boy, that hurts. He kept it. He was gaining yards there, but then turns it over. And the defense will take over.
I think that's one of those times, Mike, you'd love to see your quarterback just understand that it's over and get down. There's no need to take that hit, take that contact, and risk losing the ball. He already had a big gain, and now he turns the ball over, and the other offense gets their shot.
The Browns offense getting set to get back to work. on first down. Gabriel. Going for it all. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over us. And it'll be second down.
30-yard line.
Really nice job there of not only tracking the ball, but then putting yourself in position to make the play. And that's step one. I promise you step two on that sideline. His secondary coach is saying, hey, next time you can get your hand on the ball, let's try to come away with that takeaway.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
He was brought down.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And that is incomplete.
Intended for number 16.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on fourth down or simply punt or kick a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
The Bills take over first down,
ready to get back at it
at their own 20-yard line.
Design run here for Allen. And it's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. So, first and 10 here now at the 38. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. It's a pass he say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it. You start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
To the air on second down. Here's Allen. And unable to connect there. It's incomplete.
41.
It's just a matter of time. I don't care how good you are or how good a hand you have. You are going to drop passes. It is inevitable in the NFL. But it's the guys that don't let one drop pass lead to two. They have the ability to put it behind them, move forward, and they can't wait for that next ball to be thrown their way.
He gets this one to Samuel. It's complete. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem. And that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
The Browns take over
Browns offense starting to trot out for this next possession. He'll get this out wide. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. Second down and 8. To throw is Gabriel. The ball comes out. And it will be another turnover as the defense does it again. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Josh Allen on the bootleg.
Allen's pass complete to number 41. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. It is 2nd and 6. They'll run with Gilliam. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. But there is a flag on the field.
Holding.
And
Offense.
that is in the area where usually someone was held.
Still 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. That caught by Davis. And he's going to be forced out of bounds. Still plenty of work to do. 3rd and long coming up.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. And he overshoots everyone. It's through the back of the end zone. And incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal.
32-yard
This
attempt.
just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. Prater's kick is good. And the Bills can tack on 3 more,
46.
extending the lead here late in the first half.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Matt Prater
Still a little
is set
time.
to kick
Final
off.
minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way
The
across
Browns take
the
over
25-yard
1st and
line.
10 at their own
Browns offense going to
26-yard
get it
line.
one final time in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Gabriel. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd and 10.
Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is, firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
3rd and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable. which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come third down.
This time they stay on the ground. And that's good run support on the end. Nice tag out wide. They'll hold them to a gain of 2.
29-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down. Corey Bojorquez in punt formation for the Browns.
So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen here, and you never know what you're going to get in the NFL. Sometimes it goes down to the wire. Other times, it's blowout city, like what this game is shaping up to be. But hey, anything can happen, so let's go to the second half. Send it back out to our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Hey, Scott, thank you. 2 very different halftime speeches, I would assume, by those head coaches as we get set for half number 2. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Hardman now to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. A run, this is Gilliam. Trying to use that big body to go forward. Gonna get to the line of scrimmage, but nothing after that.
Garrett. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. We'll go play action here with Allen. That one's down the field, but it is incomplete.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
To the air on 3rd down, here's Allen. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. The Bills bringing on their punting unit.
The Browns take over.
The Browns offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Gabriel. He takes off. An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Gabriel. They'll look to set up the screen here. This one will be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
Taken down back at the 34-yard line.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
On the option, here's Williams. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. A shotgun snap to Gabriel. Oh, the ball's out. And fortunately, their center able to rein it in, and they'll retain possession.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often, and when they do, you got to seize the moment.
The Browns getting their punting team out there. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment.
Watch the line, watch the bullet.
On 1st down, it's Allen. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got.
Still 1st down.
Play action now, and here's Allen. Quick throw, taken in.
Allen's pass, complete to Gabriel Davis. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd down at the 16-yard line.
Man in motion is Coleman. Allen now on 2nd down. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
3rd down and 14.
And with nothing open downfield, he tries to find something underneath. But give credit to this secondary, Mike. I mean, they had everything covered up, and this one ends up just falling incomplete.
Allen to throw on 3rd and long. Taking up, carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. But it looks like the Bills are going to get it back. A fortunate break there.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey, guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
The Browns take over.
Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. Sanders, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
The ball carrier.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
On second down, here's Gabriel. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. And we do know it'll be third down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Throwing on third down, Gabriel. And that is incomplete. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Hunting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away. And he got all of this one. Headed for the sideline.
The Bills take over
So
first
Allen and the Bills getting set for their next
line.
possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. They'll run. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Not much there. Maybe a yard. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. From the 34-yard line, here's second down and 9. Operating out of his gun, here comes Allen. And they bring him down to 9 until he gets the 45-yard line. 10 yards to gain on the pitch and catch. First down, Buffalo.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
When you give the ball to the fullback, it just hits a lot faster. So it puts a lot of pressure on the defense to trust their reads and react. It's exactly what we saw here. They're able to take them down in the backfield for a loss.
From the gun, throw here for Allen. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Third and long. From the gun, it's Allen. He gets this complete to Shaquille. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
22 yards.
22 yards, the pickup there. Good for a Bills first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Again, they'll try to power forward with their fullback. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
Schlesinger on the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Browns' 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's 2nd down and 5. From the gun, Josh Allen. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
So they're trying to get the ball out of the hand of the quarterback. That's the best way to slow down any good pass rush, but the accuracy and the run after catch is a critical part of the play. So when this ball is not thrown out in front, what they call the front shoulder pad throw, it makes it really hard for this slant route to get completed when the ball's thrown so far behind him.
He'll try and get there on the ground. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the 1st down.
A nice alert play there, Mike, by his teammate to fall on that fumble, but it really just comes down to effort. Coaches preach it on both sides of the ball. The more guys around the ball, the more good things happen, and fortunately for this offense, he recovers the fumble, and they live to continue this drive.
He keeps it himself. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Browns say they have it, and they do. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. The ground, it's Sampson to start this drive, and he's going to be brought down past the 20. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play, and a first down.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and that will lead to a 2nd down.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced, and at other times it looks like they've never practiced at all.
He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Here's 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Gabriel. He's going to let this one go deep. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted.
I think you chalk this one up like to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The Bills' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the third quarter. They might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. Inside here to the fullback on the dive. And he'll take this ahead to the 43-yard line. Denzel Ward in on the tackle. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. From the 43, here's 2nd and 5. That's Davis in motion. Out of the gun, here's Allen. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And 5 yards.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On 3rd down, it's Allen. He's looking deep for Shakir. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. Big time play there for Buffalo. It's a gain of 43 yards.
First down.
Both pre-snap and post-snap. This is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. What a little inside draw with their fullback. Trying to use that big body to get the yardage, but he is stopped for no gain.
No gain on the play.
Clearly
It's
trying to
3rd
catch
and
the
10.
defense by surprise, Mike. If the draw works, it's a touchdown. But being down here in the red zone, this is a tough spot on the field to get away with running that draw play.
On 3rd down, it's Allen. He'll try to run for
Number
it.
17, Josh Allen on the keeper. The stop
Well,
made
we've
by
seen time and
Myles
time
Garrett.
again just how dangerous
A gain
this
of
quarterback
only a
can be,
yard.
Mike, when he
It's
decides to
4th
tuck
down.
it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold them to just a short gain.
Matt Prater
Veteran
on
Matt
for the
Prater
field goal.
now out to try
A
this field goal.
30-yard attempt.
This from 30 yards out. Prater's
The kick is good.
And
Makes
the
the
Bills
score
add
Bills
on to
49.
their lead.
Browns 12.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So Prater now, after the made field goal, back out to kick off. From the 6, here comes a return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And up and down, just shy of the 40. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
For a Browns.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Up the sideline. Past midfield. A terrific run there. All the way down to the 30-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Gabriel. That's caught. Gage well down. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
First down. First and 10
there
at the 17-yard line.
It's a Browns first down. Throwing is Gabriel. Pass caught by Bob. And he will get into the end zone. Isaiah Bob. Touchdown Browns. Well, they get on the board. That adds the individual stats. Makes mom and dad happy. But, Greg, we have seen stranger things. You never know.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing right now, Mike, aside from the scoreboard, oftentimes in the NFL, you learn more about your team in moments like this than you do when everything's going well. So I think this coach is paying real close attention to which one of his guys are going to continue to fight.
Makes the score Bills 49, Browns 19.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Hardman now to return it. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
The Bills take
So
over first
Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Still run. It's Ty Johnson. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Here's a 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
3rd and long. From the gun, here is Allen. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up fourth down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
The Browns take over
ready to take over once more.
At their own 20-yard line.
On first down, Gabriel. He'll step up and run this. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So, from the 25, it's 2nd and 5. They'll run from the gun, and that's Sampson. It's a good pickup on 2nd down, but there is a flag down.
Illegal block in the back.
And this one
Offense.
might not stand up.
Still 2nd down.
Now Gabriel. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He's going to be out of bounds. Gain of just a couple. And now we've got 3rd down coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Now it's Gabriel.
Really nice job here, not only avoiding the rush on 3rd down, but quickly finding that crease, get downfield, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
And the Browns, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 2. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
For a Browns.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
It's Sanders. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Dorian Williams in to make the play.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Gabriel. He'll work this out wide for Sanders. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. 3rd and 7. To throw is Gabriel. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. A pickup there of 19 yards.
19 yards.
First down, Cleveland.
That's another Browns.
And these are the throws that when they
down.
evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space, because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry.
It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 7. Here's Gabriel. Open man. That is Bob.
A gain of 12 yards.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down. Shotgun snap to Gabriel. The throw on the run is complete. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. It is 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He's going to run it. A pickup of 10, and it's going to set up 1st and goal.
A gain of 10 yards.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have 1st and goal.
Shotgun snap to Watson. He got him in a flash, and he lost the football. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again. Those are the places on the field where the defense wants to come up with the big plays, and that was one. Down deep, get to the quarterback, knock it out, and come up with the recovery.
Mike, this is one of those times where I think for a quarterback, they get caught in between. Do I want to be a runner and take it in myself? Do I have time to let my wide receivers develop in the end zone? I think he holds on to it just a little too long. The defense pokes it free and creates a huge turnover.
Throwing now, Allen here on 1st down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. In motion, Shakir. Allen now on 2nd down. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Incomplete.
There's certain guys, Mike, that have earned the right to make those tight window throws. And that doesn't mean that he's not going to get himself into trouble from time to time, but we've seen throughout his career, his ability to make throws that other guys are either uncomfortable or unable to make is a big reason why he's kind of in a class all of his own.
Allen on third down. This one just too far for the receiver. In front of that one falls incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. They'll bring this up to the 22. Taron Johnson up to make the tackle. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete, but there's a flag back in the backfield where the quarterback is. They may have got him after he released the ball.
Automatic 1st down.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. Off play action now. It's Gabriel. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Back to throw. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
These are the kind of plays that give running backs bad names. I mean, there's nothing fancy about this. You're wide open. The ball's on target. He just flat out dropped it.
It is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Gabriel. Open man, left side. He's got it. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. And this defense not fooled by the option. They stick with the running back and they get him down for no gain.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down. 4th quarter begins, and it's a run by Williams. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. And that's going to be incomplete, but a flag down in the backfield. That's the area we usually see holding. The offense staying out there for this 4th down. They snap it to Watson. And he's not going to get away. They took him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Going to keep it on the zone read. The ball comes out. The Browns have it.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
The Browns offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a 1st down. Gabriel going to keep it on the zone read. Oh, a loose football. And one of the Browns is in there, and yes, Cleveland able to retain possession. Now, after that near turnover, clock is stopped. We have an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. From the 33, here's 2nd and a couple. Here's a handoff to Sanders, running left. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. First and 10. He'll look to throw. Here's a shot toward the end zone. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Second and 10. Looking to throw is Gabriel. This one batted away. It's incomplete.
Intended for number 84.
Solid rep there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
Throwing on third down, Gabriel. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now fourth down. They snap it to Gabriel. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on fourth and long. It was a big ask, and the defense turns them away. The Bills' offense ready to take over once again. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. Allen going to make the read and hold on here. And he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. Second down coming.
The tackle made by
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
To the air. On second down, here's Allen.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
And 9 yards to go.
Third down and 9. Throwing is Allen. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
And on third down, what they're trying to do, Mike, is just get the ball out of his hands quickly and into the hands of one of his playmakers. But he just doesn't focus through the catch. Lapse of concentration, ends up in a drop, and falls incomplete.
The Browns take over.
Browns offense about ready to take over once more.
20-yard line.
first and 10. It's Gabriel. This throw left is complete with Judy.
Complete to number 3, Jerry Judy. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 6. Now Gabriel. Scores. Prater on to attempt the extra point. And he missed it. It's no good. One of the few things that's gone wrong so far. So they're unable to add one more point onto this big lead. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game.
Matt Prater
So now,
set to
Prater,
kick off.
after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. This returnable from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Browns offense ready to get back at it. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. Oh, the ball's out. And one of the Browns is in there, and yes, Cleveland able to retain possession. Now, after that near turnover, clock is stopped. We have an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. To throw on 2nd down is Watson. Here's a screen set up to Williams. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run up the middle, it's Sanders. Not much happening there, just a short gain. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Watson. He'll work this out wide for Sanders. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Sanders. A terrific run there, all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Good for a Browns.
A gain there of 21. It's a Browns first down.
30-yard line.
3rd down and short. You decide to hand the ball off. What you're really telling yourself is just pick up enough yards to reset these downs. But in this case, the back had a whole lot more in mind. He saw the crease, and he hit it, and it led to a big gain.
They'll try to hit him with a screen. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line. Great timing to call the screen. It's a gain of 17 and a first down.
First down.
It's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive. I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
And he's out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal.
Illegal
For
block
the
in the
moment,
back.
there is a flag on the field. This one is coming back.
Still first down.
Back to throw is Watson. He pulls it in around the 5.
So often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well,
at the
not that
4-yard
play.
line.
That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
2nd and a yard. To throw is Watson. And hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag back in the backfield. Is it a hold, or did they rough the quarterback?
Automatic first down.
So now then, 1st and goal from the 1. Sanders trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he is going to come up short. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. One more time with Sanders. And he is not going to get to the goal line. In fact, he's even going to lose yards on that play. And now it is 3rd and goal. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Now from a yard farther back, it's 3rd and goal. Watson to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
They'll try it now with Sanders. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. This will pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
An extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good. And the Browns will get just a bit closer. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Hardman now to return it. Whoa! Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. Probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Allen going to give it to Cook. They're going to work this down inside the 45. They gained 18 yards on that one. First down, Buffalo.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Wow, how he got away from that first defender, I have no idea. This will wind up with positive yardage on the play.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Cook. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the first down. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. The tight end Kincaid in motion. They'll keep it on the ground. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. They'll run this over the center with Johnson. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down.
Tackle made by Devin Bush. It's a gain of 4. Brings up third and 9.
"21" is the line to gain as we hit third down. From the gun, Josh Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And he's going to get awfully close to the first down marker, but appears just to be a few inches short. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That, not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal. This will be a 38-yard attempt. Prater's kick is good. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. That, not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game.
Matt Prater
So
set to
Prater
kick
now,
off.
after the made field goal, back out to kick off. Carter on the return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line.
The Browns take over.
Now we'll get a
first and
stoppage
10
here for an injured
at their
Bill.
own 23-yard
That,
line.
not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Now Watson keeping this on his own read. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. That, not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Here's a 2nd and 9. They run over center with Williams. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. That, not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Sanders. Ooh, he's taken down just shy of midfield. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
Fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Tackled back at the 46-yard line.
This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of patrolling that center field safety position. But this time, he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Taylor Rapp.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Allen. Oh, a loose football. But it looks like the Bills are going to get it back. A fortunate break there. Injured player on the field, and that indeed is Josh Allen. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Back to throw. Trubisky. Now a screen set up for Johnson. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first, so it'll bring up 4th down. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game.
Mitch
All set
Wishnowsky
to kick
in
this one away.
formation.
It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field.
1st and 10.
That not
At
a
their own
welcome
20-yard
development
line.
here late in a one-sided game. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. They left a man wide open downfield. He's got him. And they will bring him
Personal
down
foul.
on the
Roughing
other
the
side
passer.
of midfield.
Defense. Automatic 1st down.
Straight ahead, it's Sanders.
Number
And
35,
he'll
the
get
ball carrier.
nothing here.
He was
Back
brought
to the
down
line of
by
scrimmage,
Taylor
and
Rapp.
that's all.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Bills' 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Watson. He'll step up and run this. 10 yards on the scramble there. He picks up the 1st down.
A gain of 10 yards.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a 1st down.
On 1st down, it's Watson. And one of the Browns is in there, and yes, Cleveland able to retain possession. Now, after that near turnover, clock is stopped. We have an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, here's Watson. And one of the Browns is in there, and yes, Cleveland able to retain possession. Now, after that near turnover, clock is stopped. We have an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game.